Okay, I'm Katie Savage. This is my dad, and this is our land talk on Bloomington, Indiana. So, why did you first move here?
For a job.
It's not very biology related.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, I came here to study the whales.
All the beautiful whales
Yeah,
in our
exactly.
in our
Yes,
lovely
yes.
oceans. Okay. What were things like when you first moved here?
Uh, in what way?
Do you remember?
No, I remember. I'm just. You
Okay.
mean?
Like what animals were around?
Well, there were. Oh, there were.
Ignore that.
There were. Trying to think. There were possums. There were birds of all sorts. There were deer.
Were there birds made of all sorts? The candy?
Yes, yes, there was.
And I imagine there's still deer, considering there's so many deer.
Honestly, the animal life hasn't changed too much in Indiana
Yeah.
in 20 years.
See any squirrels?
We never did see a lot of squirrels here.
Some though.
Yeah, we've actually had perhaps more as the trees gotten older.
What sort of plants and trees do you see around here?
Oaks, maples, pine trees, sycamores, poplar trees.
So like a good variety, you'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Has that changed since you've been here?
Um, it seems that after a few droughts we've had, a lot of the pine trees have been dying.
I know all our pine trees.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was drought related, but like,
Yeah, I think it was drought, but I also think they were actually kind of old. That type of pine only lives about 30 years or so.
really, I thought trees were all real long lived.
No, some the ones that they usually plant for landscaping purposes actually don't live as long because they grow real fast
Oh.
because people want fancy trees around their house.
Hmm. Um,
See, an oak can live forever, but it also takes 100 years to grow big to be a nice
hmm.
big tall tree. Pine tree, on the other hand, can take as little as 5 years, but they live not as long.
What about sycamores?
The sycamores last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suspected that sycamore tree was probably it could very well have been in this yard before the house was built.
Oh, lucky
It's
tree.
yeah,
As opposed to all the other trees that were cut down
yeah.
for this house.
Well, this used to be farmland, from what I understand, so
Hmm.
there wasn't a whole lot of trees here anymore.
Oh, it's a corn.
Mhm.
Um,
In fact, that house it's two 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 doors down was the original farmhouse. Well, their kitchen was the original farmhouse.
really?
Yeah.
Is that why that house is so weird?
Yes.
Weird house.
Yes. They renovated it, added on the mansion to the original house, kept the original house as the kitchen essentially, and then did a terrible job. They have a closet that's this wide and about 8 feet tall and 9 feet deep. I think the only thing they could store in there are brooms.
And dead people.
They, no, I was gonna
Skeletons.
say not if they're fat. Go on.
Well, skeletons can't be fat. Anyway, getting kind of off topic here.
Just a little. Well, you did ask about climate, so
Yeah. How have the seasons and like the weather changed since you've been here?
seems like it's gotten a little warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to get. Well, I mean, it's hard to judge. In 20 years, I don't think I've seen a big change, but I'd say that there have been less snowy winters. Not by a large number, but it does seem that way.
Yeah. Have there been any big storms, like not necessarily snowstorms, but just like storms in general?
Yes.
Yeah, like what kind?
Well, we've had thunderstorms come through here.
Yeah.
We've had what's known as straight line winds, which are like tornadoes that don't go around but go straight on through.
Straight.
Yeah, and they did a significant amount of damage in this area.
Mm.
And then, gosh, probably 5, 6 years ago after we moved here, um, maybe a little longer than that, Martinsville was just walloped by a whole cell of tornadoes and did a lot of damage to the town.
Yeah. I think I heard about that in like I don't know, like my middle school principal or something.
Yeah,
Might have lost his mom. I don't totally remember.
it was a lot of damage.
Hmm. There were a lot of tornado scares. I remember, but I don't think we ever got an actual tornado.
I think
Not here,
I,
exactly here though.
I think there's more tornadoes here now than there used to be. I do think that's changed.
Yeah. Hmm.
Of course, I grew up in Iowa where, tornadoes, you just go, hey, it's a tornado.
Yeah.
Must be Thursday.
How has your lifestyle changed from 20 years ago? Like, have you picked up any new hobbies or anything like that?
We had 2 kids.
Well, I don't know if that's a hobby.
I won't go any further.
See, a hobby has to be enjoyable.
I let's just say having a couple of kids has changed priorities in life.
Yeah.
So spending time at home with children is more of a priority than say before would be like, let's go out and eat at restaurants and all that stuff, which we cut back on, believe it or not.
No lacrosse.
No lacrosse. Like competitive bare knuckle chess matches had to drop that.
Your underground dog fighting ring had to let go
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. Well, it just took too long to dig the pits.
It's been 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go on.
I think that's probably good.
You weren't going to ask me any more about the weather, or?
Do you have more to say about the weather?
Um, Seems a little more unstable than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd say that it's very. It's hard to say because I lived in Iowa, which is a whole state away, um, and a bit further north. But I would say that it is a lot warmer here than it is there. Um, and we used to have more tornadoes, that I know for a fact, but now it seems like we get the same number of tornadoes in Indiana than we did in Iowa. That has changed.
So did Iowa? Is that having less tornadoes now? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just more tornadoes here.
Okay. All right. I was kind of confused.
No, guys are catching up. Indiana will soon be number 1. Yay!
Right behind you, Iowa.
Yeah, well,
Coming for you.
we're all behind Texas.
Too soon.
Oh, that wasn't tornado. That was like blizzards.
Yeah. It's just super weird to hear that.
Well, they get in every once in a while, but not very often.
Mm.
Yeah, your mom's sister, your aunt, used to live in Texas. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And that's why Mom has her lifelong fear of scorpions. Chris.
Oh. Now she lives in Iowa.
Hmm?
Now she lives in Iowa.
Yep.
Just like Aunt Michelle.
Yep.
So we're all neighbors. If by neighbors you mean we're hours away from each other.
Well, yeah, neighbors as if 400 miles is just a...
Well, it's closer than Texas.
True. It is closer in Texas, I think.
Hey, Mom, do you think the scorpion population has
Yeah, has the scorpion
decreased
population
or
changed?
increased?
There are no scorpions here, so...
What?
When we lived in South Carolina, that's where I saw
That was great.
Several scorpions. He freaked out, but they were just little things.
Yes, but she immediately flashed back to Texas. It was a great story. We were at grad school down in South Carolina, and I come home one day from class, and I walk into the kitchen, and Mom had been like didn't have any classes that day, so I had the car. Yay! And she was home alone. And I come in, and there's dents in the bottom of the sink. I'm like, what on earth? What happened? And she was like, oh, nothing. No, no, seriously, I won't get mad, but it looks like someone has punched little, little dimples into the sink. And she said, well, I saw a scorpion and I kind of freaked out. So I grabbed a hammer and tried to kill it.
I didn't realize that they were just like soft body things in South Carolina. I figured they'd be hard to kill.
Yeah, because the
I
ones
never killed one before.
well, the ones in Texas, now you do need a frying pan to kill those, but the one because they're like this big, but the ones in South Carolina, the little brown things about this big, no bigger than a spider. So I was like, oh, we're not getting that deposit back.
We did.
Yeah, we did actually.
But why a hammer? Why of all things?
Because
I for some reason, well, first of all, I needed the precision of the hammer.
Why would you need precision?
I was just so fearful that I wouldn't be able to kill it, and then it would be roaming around my house. You know what I mean? Like, and poisonous. And
I guess.
we never did get stung by a scorpion or
I
bitten
don't
by.
think those little ones even sting people.
Oh, they probably try. They also had fire ants down there, and we never were bothered by those either.
This is kind of unrelated, but I heard they don't make coral snake venom medicine anymore because people get bit so infrequently that it's like
Oh.
they don't need to. It doesn't. It's not cost effective.
Well, that's great unless you're bitten by a coral snake.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to the hospital, you're like, wait, what?
Like, oh well,
Oh,
we're gonna try just lots and lots of anti-venom. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you bitten by a rattlesnake and then treat that because we can't do that. Wait, no.
we'll just hope it cancels out. We're just
Yeah,
gonna get you
yeah.
bit by a whole bunch of other snakes.
Snakes.
Here, are you allergic to peanuts? Have some peanuts. We'll just see if that works.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll hive the venom out of yourself.
Oh, now we've been on for 12 minutes.
Oh, great. Well, she didn't say there was a time limit.
Okay, well, that's
specifically.
good.
It's just that
That's
all
good.
the videos I saw were like 2 or 3 minutes.
Hey, you're doing 6 times the content.
All this great content about snakes that aren't even
Yeah.
in Indiana, as far as I know.
Indiana has some poisonous snakes. You know that?
Yeah.
Does it have coral snakes?
No,
They're actually
It
a friend
just-
of mine down the street. Amanda's mom saw a rattlesnake when she lived
Yeah.
here.
there's a rattlesnake in
Oh.
the
Yeah, actually,
neighborhood.
there are rattlesnakes around here. I can't remember what else. There is another type of maybe
Water
cottonmouth.
moccasin or coppermouth? Yeah.
one other type that's like
Yeah.
I think it's
Actually,
cottonmouth.
I think it's
I've heard
cottonmouth.
that.
Yeah.
Kids were so weird in elementary school. They used to talk about like cottonmouths and like dirt bikes and killing deer with their parents.
With their bikes.
No, but it's just I don't know. It's just weird,
Huh?
like country goth stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Country goth.
I don't know.
stuff. They listen to Marilyn Manson.
No, they're
while
just like they're just pretending to be like edgy or something,
I-
but with like this weird country.
I'm
backwoods twist to
I'm
it.
all emo. I've got the dark things, and yet I'm not blowing away deer.
I painted my dirt bike black.
Is it?
We might have to cut this part out.
You might. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank
We'll
you.
be playing. We'll be here all week.